Hey guys, welcome to my first video on this channel. I know it's a little bit of a late one, but I've been quite busy over the summer. I still wanted to at least get one video out, so let's discuss my team, plans for the next few game weeks, and a few predictions.
Here we go.
I wanted to start by saying I am no means an expert, and I've just created this channel to hopefully educate some new FPL fans and to become an even more involved in this amazing community. Anyways, enough talking now. Are you overloaded in FPL? Well, then let's get into it. In there, I've decided to go for both Henderson and Flekken. This is because I can rotate them. For example, when Henderson has Chelsea, Flekken has Southampton, and in game week 4, when Flekken has Man City, Henderson has Leicester. I can see myself using these two for quite some time, as I think they are a perfect pair. Moving on to defence, I've gone with Trent as my first defender. Even though he is the most expensive defender, his attacking threat is unmatched, and I think he will provide more points than most 7 million midfielders. And that's without mentioning Liverpool's defence record, keeping 10 clean sheets last season, which puts them joint 4th behind Man City, Everton and Arsenal. My second defender nearly has the same story. Quansah, a 4.5 million Liverpool asset with game time. I think he is an amazing option. However, he does have some risk to him, of course. Konate is not completely ruled out of the defence, and if Quansah is to perform badly, he will probably be replaced in the Liverpool squad. But judging by the last game of pre-season, I expect him to start, as he does suit Arne Slot's tactics a little bit more, as of course he is a ball-playing defender. My third pick is Gvardiol, not only because Man City had the second most clean sheets at 13 last season, but also because once again, his attacking threat is unmatched, especially with the new rule, shots on target now gets you points. I can see him always at least having one shot from outside the box each match. My final pair of defenders are Robinson, who is a recent addition to the squad, and Lewis Hall, who has been in many of my drafts for quite some time. I've found that these two are another pair that rotate very well together, and since I only plan to play a wild card in game week 7, 8 or 9, these two are pretty much perfect for me. Robinson also plays left back, so could offer some attacking threat, and Lewis Hall is in an amazing Newcastle squad. Moving on to the midfield, and I'm not going to lie, I did struggle with this quite a bit because Salah is a brilliant option. However, if I went for Salah, I probably couldn't get Haaland. I ended up settling on Eze, Jota, Nkunku, Odegaard, and actually a player that might surprise you. I ended up going for Jacob Murphy. But let's start things with Eze and Jota. Originally, I thought I was never going to put Eze in my team because since Elise left, I thought Crystal Palace were only going to go downhill. However, it took me a while to realise, but eventually I got to the conclusion that more stuff is now going to have to go down Eze's side, which made me think Eze's probably going to get more goals and assists. That's just a thought, but for 7 million, I don't think he's that bad of a shout anyways. Jota, on the other hand, is 5 million cheaper than Salah. Is it worth it? I'm still not sure, but I have gone with him anyways, because I do think he'll get a few goals and assists. I'm not sure he's guaranteed 90 minutes of playing time every single match, but I do think he'll at least get 70, which for me is good enough and should give him enough time to at least get one goal or assist. I think this year with Haaland's price, it was about either Salah or Haaland, and if you did manage to get both in, then very well done. Quickly moving on to Odegaard and Nkunku. Now, originally I really wanted Palmer in my team, as I'm sure many of you did, and then I saw his price tag and thought, wow, but I still needed some sort of Chelsea attacker. It took me a while to find him. I had to watch some videos, and then eventually I came to the conclusion of Nkunku. I didn't trust him, because obviously last year he was very injured, and then I remembered what he could do at Leipzig, and what an amazing season he had, and why Chelsea bought him in the first place. I thought about it for a little while and realised, since he's priced as a midfielder, I might as well go for him. Also, there's news out that he'll probably be playing striker for the first game of the season, which also is very valuable. Odegaard now. And I'm not going to lie to you, if I could have put Saka in my team, I would have. But I just couldn't find the budget. I would have loved to have him in because he is such an amazing player. And I'm not even an Arsenal fan. You talk to them about him and wow, they think something even better of him. Anyways, Odegaard does have some attacking threat and he'll probably get quite a few assists for Arsenal. Moving on to my final midfielder, Jacob Murphy. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why is he in your team? Some of you might not be thinking that actually, because you will have watched his pre-season. And that is mainly the reason I have him in my team. His pre-season was absolutely outstanding. I could have watched him all day, along with Isak, who we'll get onto later. He bagged so many goals and a few assists during that pre-season that, for me, it was enough to put him in my team. Not to mention the fact he's got Southampton as the first game. Like I said a minute ago, I do also have Isak in my team. If you guys don't have him in your team, I really do not understand why. He was electric last season and he's so underpriced. He should be at least 9 million like Watkins, and if not, 9.5 million. And again, he's got Southampton first game of the season. And another thing which everyone always misses is, like Haaland and Salah, he has had the whole summer off. And just to let you know, yes, I have captained him. Like I said before, I feel like this season was either Haaland or Salah. And since Salah didn't pop up in the midfielders, I'm pretty sure that you will have guessed I do have Haaland. I think this guy pretty much speaks for himself. He is so consistent. In his first season with Man City, he got the Golden Boot. He is an absolute menace. He rips apart defences left, right and centre. He scores goals for fun. I mean, you could say so much about him. I'm pretty sure you need him in your squad and is a great captaincy option for pretty much any game week. The only downside about him is his price tag. At 15 million, that means my team has had to take some hits elsewhere. Like, for example, usually I would have more money going around in the midfield. Even last year when he was 14 million, I still had $1 million spare. So I probably would have maybe upgraded Eze to an 8 million or something like that. I'm not really too sure. Also, if he gets injured, I don't believe Man City have any spare strikers. Last but not least is Rodrigo Muniz. I'm not really too sure what to say about him. He's kind of been put in my squad as a little bit of a guess. Hopefully I get lucky with him. I'm not too sure. I do have faith in Fulham, but do I have all my faith put in Fulham? No. Am I going to start him against Man United? No. But he is in my team as a solid striker for when Fulham do have them good games. That is pretty much my team. My rough idea for next week is to not transfer anyone out and roll the transfer to the week after. Probably going to captain Haaland next week since he's against Ipswich. And that's about it, to be honest. I'll probably play Muniz next week as well, even though I just don't really know what to say about him. But yeah, that's my rough idea. I plan to wildcard later on since we can now roll up to 5 transfers, obviously. And that's pretty much it. If you got this far, thank you very much for listening. I really appreciate that. And good luck in this week's FPL.